In a quiet village nestled deep within the mountains, a boy named Ohm lived with his mother in a small wooden hut. Life was simple and hard. They didn't have much, just enough to get by most days. But when times were particularly difficult, they couldn't afford to pay for electricity. And tonight was one of those nights. Ohm stared at it, his face clouded with frustration as he let out a sigh. His mother, sitting nearby, didn't answer immediately. Instead, she gave him a comforting smile and ran her fingers gently through his hair. Ohm's mother gave him a comforting smile and ran her fingers gently through his hair. "Ohm," she said softly, "sometimes darkness isn't always a bad thing." The boy blinked in confusion. She didn't explain right away. Instead, she reached out her hand with an air of mystery. Taking her hand, Ohm followed her out the door. The crisp mountain air greeted them as they stepped into the open. The village was still and the world felt incredibly quiet. But above, the night sky stretched out endlessly, glittering with more stars than Ohm had ever seemed to notice before. His eyes widened. The stars were so bright, so clear, as if the heavens had been sprinkled with diamond dust. His mother knelt beside him, gazing upward with the same wonder. "See, my son, if there were bright lights everywhere, streetlights, electric lamps, we wouldn't see this. The darkness lets the stars shine more beautifully." Ohm looked up again, something stirring in his chest. That night, instead of feeling despair, he felt a small flicker of hope, like something inside him had begun to sparkle, just like the stars above. The stars felt magical, radiant, like they were smiling down at him through the vastness of the night. "So even though we don't have electricity, we still have the light of the stars." His mother nodded, her smile warm. "That's right, my love. Not all darkness is bad. Sometimes when life feels the darkest, that's when we see the lights we couldn't see before." Ohm stared at the sky a little longer, her words settling into his heart. That night, instead of feeling despair, he felt a small flicker of hope, like something inside him had begun to sparkle, just like the stars above. The next day, he woke up with a renewed determination. He studied harder at school, and on weekends, he looked for small ways to help his mother, carrying villagers' goods, running errands, and anything he could find to earn a few coins. Ohm still couldn't change their situation overnight, but he didn't complain about electricity anymore. Because he'd learned an important truth. Even in the darkest of nights, there's always a light to guide you, if you just know where to look.